What an absolute whirlwind for pick 31. All we heard heading into this draft was Brandon Ayuk potentially could be traded, potentially Debo Samuel could be traded. We heard all these different types of things. So we were like on trade watch for the first 3 quarters of the draft. And then when we realized we were getting by all the teams that might theoretically trade for Brandon Ayuk, then it was time to start to lock in on the San Francisco 49ers pick. And when it came to pick at 31, there were some good players on the board. Cornerback Cooper DeJean, defensive tackle Jerzon Newton, Kool-Aid McKinstry, a bunch of guys. And so it felt like the 49ers were going to have their choice at some pretty good players who could fill some positions of need. However, the San Francisco 49ers went in a completely different route than anyone was expecting. They went and selected wide receiver Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. And again, there was some thoughts and conversations with over the last 2 weeks of the San Francisco 49ers potentially making the pick at 31 be a wide receiver. So we'd heard Xavier Worthy. We had heard names like that, but those guys went earlier. And so as it stood, the 49ers stood there and they took Ricky Pearsall, who was Daniel Jeremiah's top 40th player in his final draft rankings. And honestly, when you look at Pearsall as like his athletic traits and all those different types of things, he's a very athletically gifted player. He's in the 98th percentile in regards to vertical. His broad jump is 92nd percentile, and his three cone is 94th percentile. So he's an athlete. He's 6'1", 189 pounds. He's a senior. He had 65 receptions, 965 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So he's pretty productive as well in his 5th season as a 5th-year senior with Florida. He does profile kind of best as a slot wide receiver. But it's an interesting pick, not only because they drafted this guy, but because right after it, it was discussed that now this might mean that Debo Samuel could be traded. And that has created a whole nother conversation around this pick. So there's a lot going on, I would say. I obviously I think I believe Ricky's a good player. But I think the other things are clouding the pick because of what's happening with Brandon and Debo and all these different types of things. And it's just been a wild, wild ride leading up to pick 31 for then it to be this guy that no one was expecting, no one was anticipating. And it was a wide receiver, which is, again, then having this direct correlation that there could be an issue with Brandon Ayuk being on the roster or Debo Samuel being on the roster. It's crazy. It's crazy situation. I know a lot of people are not happy about this. The live chat was not happy about this when we reacted to it. But I'm curious now that you've had some time to think about it, kind of stew on it a little bit. What do you think about this pick for the San Francisco 49ers at 31? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.